Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining our webinar today. We'll be covering all things meeting room related. And here at ViewSonic, we've been around for nearly 4 decades now in the visual solutions industry. And so we really have a wide range of displays, all qualified and really sought out for your meeting room efficiency. So today we'll kind of be covering our theme and topic today is simplified OS and really making sure that your meeting room is set up quickly. It's very easy to deploy. Simplification, easy to troubleshoot, and all that jazz. I have Shane here.
Yeah, hey guys. My name's Roma. I'm one of our product managers here at ViewSonic, mainly covering our direct view LED and all things Pro AV. So happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks, Shane. We're going to be covering our dvLED in a little bit. We have a full lineup of products that we'll be talking about. Before I bring our other speaker on, who will be covering our commercial display, I just want to go over a quick few housekeeping items. If you have any questions, make sure to drop it in the chat and we'll do our best to cover it towards the end of the webinar. And then secondly, a recording of the webinar will be going out to all registrants via email, so you could always review it. We'll have it up on YouTube as well. And then lastly, we are giving away this dongle right here, this wireless casting system, our WPD900. So stick around till the end of the webinar. And if you are our lucky winner, we will be notifying you via email. And we'll also be demoing this later. Shane will actually be showing how to cast it onto our video wall right behind us. With that, I will kick it over to Bryan.
All right, thank you, Mina. Hello, everyone. I am Bryan Phann, the Senior Business Line Manager for Commercial Display, so non-touch. And today I'm going to present you our latest CDE G3 OS-free display that you see on my left-hand side here. And then I will also discuss the TRS-50 MTR solution. It's on Windows. It's a Microsoft certified product. And this is about building more reliable, more secure, and more profitable meeting rooms. So let's get started. For an integrator or an IT admin, smart often means problem, right? It doesn't always mean it's simplified. Consumer-grade bloatware and unnecessary Android layers are the leading causes of ghost service call. You know the drill, right? The TV updates on its own, or it does something else, or it's on a screen that you don't know how to change input. And there might be like a HDMI issue, things like that can go wrong with the consumer TV when you're trying to tie it into the meeting room. So we call this the meeting room friction. So isn't just user annoyance, it's a drain on your margin and a security hole in your network. So when you are speccing a project, you have 3 choices. One of them is consumer TV. You know, they are inexpensive, but they're raced to the bottom. They have high fail rates and zero control. And then we have another option, which is the smart commercial display. It can be 16/7 or 24/7. They're better, but most of them are, when they're smart, they have an embedded SoC, which is can be running on Android or any other operating system like Tizen or WebOS. And most of them needs patching and management. Then there's our G3 OS-free display. So we strip all the SoC out there. We don't have any operating system. So this is a high performance commercial grade monitor. It's dedicated portal for the MTR compute because when you buy a compute bundle with our product, it has MTR that has the PC and the console, like the touch console. And when you pair that with the G3, it just works seamlessly. So why should an installer care about OS-free? Because you can't break what isn't there, right? By removing the operating system, we eliminated the third-party vulnerability and the OS level bugs. For IT admin, this means the display isn't another endpoint that needs a MAC address or reservation or a security patch. It's a pure hardware display, right? It's built for the instant on signal detection. So ensuring when the MTR device wakes up, the display is wakes up at that moment instantly, right? So you can start your meeting right away. So let's talk about performance benchmark. In the typical MTR environment, a consumer TV takes roughly about maybe 40 to 45 seconds to negotiate a handshake and clear its home UI, right? A smart commercial display maybe takes about 15 to 20 seconds, depending on if it's an Android or a custom Linux-based OS. And then our G3, right? It activates signal in less than 5 seconds. So once you just go into a room, you walk in, it detects who the person is. Our MTR device touch console will detect who's coming in. It will automatically just turn on the display, wakes up within 3 to 5 seconds, and you can start your meeting.
Thank you, Brian. You kind of talked a little bit about our G3 series. And then we were actually wondering, because we've been talking about meeting room environment and simplified OS. Like, will this work with all of existing Pro AV ecosystems as well? Like if someone has a Cisco room or a Zoom room?
Yes, a great question, Mina. Our compatibility, or we do have certified Pro AV for the AV controls, such as Crestron. Latest is a Crestron XIO Cloud. We also have certification for QSys, verified library, and our Extron. We also have capability with all the other ones like AMX. So in terms of Pro AV infrastructure capability, our display are compatible and certified for the AV control system.
Great. Yeah, so Brian, I think a key thing is maybe what differentiates these from our more traditional displays or even direct view LEDs, right? We've got ViewSonic has a large line card of commercial grade Pro AV display solutions. So commercial displays, direct view LEDs, 43-inch all the way up to 230-inch and higher. Most of them though are going to be Android based. And they're going to have an operating system in them. Now that's great for a lot of things. We mentioned the WPD, but if you get one of our more traditional ones like the CDE31 or our LDM, LDP, LDC, LDS series, direct view LED, we love our acronyms here, so we just throw those out. But if you get one of our more traditional displays, a lot of that's built in, and there's definitely a need for that, especially in like digital signage. You can load digital signage apps and run directly from it. But I think for this conference room, when you've got those external sources like an MTR, Zoom Room, Cisco room, when you've got the maybe a digital signage player, something like that, you no longer need those features, and the things like fast boot up or simplified operation become a lot more important, or also security. I think you might have touched on that, but can you kind of go over maybe a little more on how this simplifies that experience and also the security aspects of it?
Yeah, sure. Good questions. So one of the things that's different between a G3, which is a non-OS, is that reliability and that security issue, because there's nothing for a hacker or basically a person to hack into the system, because there's no networking, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no OS. So it's not running any software or application like our smart display, which has Android or other operating systems that allows people to actually have application running and build-in Wi-Fi, build-in network. So when you tie that all up into a network infrastructure, you have the vulnerability. With a G3 OS-free product, you don't have that situation, right? Because it's just bare bone, kind of like a pure display. So all you have to do is just plug into HDMI or USB-C. Basically, you can run your product from external media player, or like you said, a compute engine for the MTR. So another key thing is that we don't take out all the necessary things that's capable in a commercial display. It's still 24/7. So basically it's always on device, guaranteed to work instantly when you walk into the room. It has that versatile connectivity. So basically your HDMI, USB-C. So for one cable presentation that you can plug in, you can do that. And like I said, we have the Pro AV certification that can be controlled from other ecosystems. So like QSys is one of the main ones that we have, and also Extron. So in terms of like features, you won't have any like a less feature than the smart system. The only thing that you don't have is the embedded OS. So you get away from that. Now it become a simplified display for many meeting rooms, right? So basically all you need is just a display.
Yeah, no, totally, Brian. So I guess what I'm hearing is if you need the more advanced features, we have a lot of great displays for that. However, if you're having an external source come in and you want really fast setup, really fast operation, but still compatible with leading control systems, then that's when you want to really look at the G3, when that's prioritized, especially those enterprise environments. We think, we're deploying sometimes hundreds of these at a time. So even adding a couple of minutes, or excuse me, subtracting a couple of minutes per deployment can really add up. And also just makes it a lot easier to use. We think about who uses these rooms. They don't want to fumble around in menus. They don't want to get lost in the sauce, if you will. But so the more simplified OSs allow you to turn on and you're ready to go, especially with all the integrations we have. And then like you mentioned, the security, if you're in an enterprise environment or even a government environment and you don't even want to chance it, no Wi-Fi, nothing, that's when these simplified solutions can really impact it.
Great. I mean, that's the theme of today's webinar, right? Like simplified OS, really simplified deployment, as well as Shane just recapped. I do want to talk about MTR because Brian, you did mention it a little bit, that here at ViewSonic, we do offer Microsoft Teams Room solutions. And so let me just kick it off with a really quick video.
All right, so if you saw that video, basically let me show you how simple it is for our MTR solution tied to our G3. So currently right now you see on the G3 product, it's off right now. So I'm gonna try to wake it up and you can see how long it's gonna take. Okay, so hold on. So I just went and touched the console like maybe 3 seconds ago. Basically, that's just a scenario where we walked into a meeting place, like a meeting room. Our MTR has the compute engine, which is an i5 that is capable of dual display. And we are using a one cable solution, meaning that basically you don't have to have HDMI, you don't have to have power, you don't have to have Ethernet, or you don't have to have USB data for touch. One cable does it all. It's very easy from a compute engine that you can see here on my right side. It's in the back of the display, mounted to the back. And then from there, you just have one RJ45 cable, which is a customized PoE cable to go to the touch console. From there, that's it. The cable itself can go up to 130 feet. So basically for any room sizes from small, medium to large, or customized boardroom, basically one cable connection that provides display, touch, and one touch join capability. So we have two version bundle that we have for our Team Room certified Microsoft Team Room for Windows. We have the TRS-50, which is the compute engine plus the touch console. And then we have the TSR50-UC. UC means it includes the camera. So here you can see the 4K camera here. This is the PTZ camera that we have. This is a 12x zoom. So basically it has intelligent auto framing. So basically when someone is in the room, it will detect the person. Whoever is speaking, it will auto track who's speaking, and then it automatically frame the person to the the conference or to the meeting. So it's very easy for you to see who's talking, who's on screen, the facial expression, things like that can be done on our full solution of MTR. All right. So tying that to the G3, very easy. Now you got a reliable, fast boot up, no operating system. You don't have to worry about installing firmware or any other updates. It just works. So you walk in, start the meeting, get out, it automatically turn off, basically the display and the touch console. So very affordable solution, total solution from ViewSonic. You don't have to worry about tech support from Logitech or for cameras, tech support from Shure for ceiling mic. It's just, we have the total solution from ViewSonic, so it's a one brand shop. So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, fully integrated. So that's great. So Bryan, that was great to see a live demo, and you can see how easy that was when connected with something like our G3. The display comes on almost immediately, right? And the MTR is gonna send the signals to turn that on. So super easy. Think about it when you're dealing with your customers or your stakeholders, how easy that is, right? That they just come in and it just works. That's the advantage of these simplified OSs, especially in the conference room environments, is they just work. Especially when they're fully integrated with these ViewSonic solutions. Ours are going to be Windows-based, so Bryan's mentioning i3 and i5. That's going to really depend on the number of displays you have and certain features, things like that. But if you do have any questions about that, we do have a great support team. Reach out to your rep, let them know what you're working with, and we can help design the right MTR solution. So yeah, really good stuff.
Yeah, I love that like we still offer that flexibility to integrate into your larger Pro AV ecosystem. But we also have displays or other things that you could have that full ViewSonic ecosystem as well for your conference room. It's really just based on kind of like your needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. What type of room, what type of space you have. And so, yeah, we're willing to work with you. And
happy to work with you.
Yeah, happy to work with you. I'm sorry. So yeah, thank you for that, Bryan. Thank you for that demo. And I forgot to do this plug earlier, but all of the products that we're showing today on this webinar, we will also be displaying it at InfoComm this year in June in Vegas. And so stop by our booth. We'll be in the central hall, and the G3, the commercial display that Bryan showed with the MTR PTZ camera, the i3, i5, and now we're gonna segue into LDE in a little bit. All of these will be at our booth. So with that, let me kick it off with a really quick LDE video for our dvLED.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that video. A lot of cool things flying around, but really just wanted to show off how our LDE is going to be very quick and simple to install. So I'm going to show a few slides here. Just kind of go over what the LDE is and why you would choose it. So this is actually a brand new product here at ViewSonic. We just released it. This LDE behind us, we just installed this yesterday. So this is at our demo center in Brea. Mina had mentioned how all of this is going to be at InfoComm. I'm also saying all of this is in our headquarters here in Brea, California. So if you're in the area, let us know. We'd be happy to give you a tour, and you can see all of this in person. So just reach out to your ViewSonic rep if you ever wanted to see these outside of InfoComm. So what I'm going to do right now, though, is Mina mentioned the WPD 900. It's this little guy here. I have the receiver already in the LDE, so I'm going to go ahead and connect this to my laptop just to show how easy it is to connect. So what's going to happen here is we've got our view share here. This is about to turn green when everything is ready to go. There we go. We can see that. And so it's going to just start sharing from my laptop. Okay. That was it. You just saw me plug it in and it's ready to go. Right. And so now it's going to be showing the content on here.
Awesome.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Right. So there was no setup. All we did was the HDMI is plugged in here for the receiver. So it's an HDMI receiver that takes USB power. You can plug it into the USB power that's either on our displays, that's on our commercial displays, like in our direct view or in our commercial displays. But really, it works with any display. It's an HDMI receiver. And then when you plug it in, this plugs into phones, this plugs into laptops. And you could see I didn't need to install any drivers.
Yeah.
I didn't need to do anything. I just plugged it in and we're ready to share. So, all right. So now we're going to go over our LDE series. Similar to the G3, this is really meant for efficient installs, efficient use, and also efficient troubleshooting. So this is kind of what you see is what you get. This is a very cost-effective way to get a very large display. In particular, this one is 163 inches, and it kind of rounds up our lineup of pre-configured direct view LEDs. So here at ViewSonic, the majority of the installed direct view LEDs we do are going to be pre-configured. What does that mean? That means that these are in stock. That means these are ready to go. These are all 16:9 in either 1080p or 4K. So some of the existing lineup we have our LDM series, which is going to be 1080p, and it is going to have that Android OS and that intelligence we were talking about. We have our LDP series, which is when you want 4K. It looks incredible. We have one of these in our demo center as well. But what if you just want a large display? What if you're in a conferencing environment or even a classroom lecture hall and you just need something really big, but you have another system supporting it? You don't need those advanced features. Well, that's when the LDE comes in. Everything making this video wall work, you're looking at it right here. Everything is built in. There's no external processor. Everything is going to be built in. I'll show that here in a couple minutes. So that's going to be our LDE series. Our LDE series comes in two sizes, so 136 or 163, but it's going to be 1080p resolution, 16:9, same visual quality as the LDM. It's just not going to have those intelligent features. Again, the benefit of that is that if you don't need those features, we can save a little bit in cost, but you're also going to save in install and you're going to save in operation. So a few key things I just want to mention. All ViewSonic direct view LEDs are going to have a protective coating on them. These are used in real world environments, right? What's the first thing anyone's going to do when they come up and see this? They're going to touch it. They're going to point at it. They're going to lean up against it. If you just have traditional SMD with no coating on it, that can cause damage. I'm sure we've all seen those video walls where pixels are pulled out, etc. This is glue on board. So all of our products are going to have this coating like this. So this is also going to be very durable for those conference room environments where someone's getting up, they're pointing at PowerPoints, they're pointing at videos. It's going to last, right? Another key thing, single part number. So direct view LED has a history of being a little complicated, right? You've got to know your pixel pitch. You've got to spec the cabinets. You've got to calibrate things. You've got to get a processor. You've got to set up. There can be a lot that goes into it. This is a single part number, and it comes with everything you need. So it's going to come with a cabinet. It's going to come with the tiles. All the processing, like I mentioned, is built in. So if you want a simple, really easy to use direct view LED, that's where you're going to look for the LDE series. All right. So I mentioned real quick, and I'll do a live demo of this as well. But what's really unique about this is that the processor and the power supply are built into the cabinets. So when we think of a traditional direct view LED, there's a separate processor, separate power box, right? That can add a lot of customizability, which is great. But if we're in a conference room environment, we really just need standard resolutions, 1080p and 16:9. The vast majority of the content is going to be that anyways, right? And if we think of any of our displays, we're going to be at that aspect ratio and resolution anyways. So by integrating it into here, now that takes away all of that complexity and all that setup, so you can get this ready to go. So what I will do now actually is I'm going to pop this open just to give you an idea of what this looks like. So I'm going to put on my handy dandy gloves. I'll also mention while I'm doing this that all of ViewSonic direct view LEDs are very easy to service. So they're all front serviceable. So not only do we ship all the tiles that come with the direct view, but we ship 5% extra spares. Now, fortunately with glue on board, we've seen a lot less service calls when it comes to the direct view LEDs because these are really durable. but we still ship 5% calibrated spares with all of our units. So what that means is, let's say one of these go down, all we've got to do is we use our suction tool, and then we pop it out, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So if you need to service it, let's say this is in a conference room environment, classroom environment, it's in heavy use, you've got some dead pixels or damage to it, all we got to do is we pop this on, pop it out, and that's it. And then use one of the included spares and pop that in. Send in the defective unit in for repair, and then when that's done, throw that back into your spare inventory. So 5% is going to be plenty of spares because of how durable these are. Your biggest risk for the spares is, people lose them. But yeah, very easy to service, and you can see just how easy this is right here. So
how many tiles are you going to be popping off here today?
4, just that. I probably overdid it because I wanted to show the whole cabinet. So we took off the 4 tiles that are on the cabinet, but I wanted to show how everything is built in here. So I mentioned the power supply. So the power supply is actually right here, and it comes with a cord. Okay, you're not hardwiring anything in, and this plugs into a traditional 15-amp power supply or 15-amp plug, and it comes with a cabling and everything. So this is about as easy as it gets when it comes to direct view LED. And then also all of the inputs and everything are right here along with the controller. So again, when we think of direct view LED, we think, oh, this is going to be really complicated. I got to get a rack room. I got to do all of this. Not with LDE. This is going to be as simple as a traditional display, right? And so your inputs are right here. This is actually where our WPD is. We've got our USB power. We've got the HDMI coming in here. So we've got a couple HDMI inputs. We do have RS-232 and IP control as well. Similar to the G3, this does not have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So the benefit to that, though, is if you're working on government projects and things like that, it's not even included. And then if you're in enterprise environments where you don't want it connecting to the network, they don't want to even allow that, this is another good option for that. So just wanted to show this. Again, it's super easy. When we ship this out to you, it's actually done in columns. So this is all pre-integrated. You don't have to do anything. It comes in the cabinet. All you're doing is you're following the wiring diagrams and connecting it. So yeah, very, very easy.
Yeah, I think at ViewSonic, what we do is we make it as easy as possible for you. And all of our dvLED solutions, I know this one in particular, as Shane kind of demonstrated here, is our Simplified OS one, but all of our dvLED solutions are all in one. So I just want to reiterate that. So everything you need for installation comes out of the box, whether that's the cabinets, tiles, power processing, all of this. And so we actually just installed this here in our Brea headquarters yesterday. So this is brand new, as Shane mentioned, and we've been kind of doing a little office makeover here with some new products and new dvLED. And so we actually did catch some footage of our field solutions team installing this. So yeah, we wanted to kind of show our audience today that. I think, Shane, you haven't seen the video yet.
I have not. All right. Yeah, look at them go.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, so you can see they're putting some backing up on it. So that's one of those things. So I'll do a pitch for our field solutions team right now as well. So with every ViewSonic project, we have an experienced team of field solutions architects. These are guys that are going in the field. They're involved in all of our projects. You're seeing them install it right now. They are a resource to you. Right. So when you need help with design, when you need help with like pre-installation, and they even go on site to help supervise the install. Yeah. So they won't be physically installing like they are in here, but they're here to help your team install these and get the best experience for you or your customer. So you can see them putting it up in columns as well. So all of our products ship with the vertical columns pre-integrated. Right, so once you put up the mount, they put up the backing, and they put up the mounting bars, and then it's a French cleat system, and these columns hook on. You align the cabinets, and then there are, with the LDE, it's just a ribbon cable that's going to connect each cabinet, and then you connect the power, and that's it, right? And then you tile it, and then you're good to go. So it comes with easy to use and easy to understand instructions. But again, our field solutions team will be there with you, kind of guiding you throughout the entire process.
Yeah, you brought up a really good point, like our field solutions team really being with you every step of the way. So they're helping with consultation all the way to installation and helping supervise. And I do want to do that plug about our certification program for our dvLED installation. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So our field solutions team is great. They love coming on to job sites. It's a key process to kind of help make sure these projects go successful. They help train, they help commission, all of that fun stuff. But we also have a direct ViewLED certification program. So that is a 2-day in-person course with hands-on training on the best way to deploy these systems. It's taught by our field solutions architects team. We have it here in Brea. We're actually going to have one in Phoenix at the end of April. So that's going to be coming up soon. If you are interested in attending that, please go to our website and then you can request enrollment there. But that's a great way if you want your team to learn how to install it, what the best practices are, and get that hands-on experience with our products. And that will help when you go out in the field. That's going to help you be a lot more efficient in these installs, make sure it's done correctly, and you won't need to rely on our field solutions team coming on site to do it, because they're going to be experts after going through our certification program.
Yeah, I feel like we're here to set you up for success and really making it as simple and easy for you as possible, whether that's installation, whether that's figuring out what you need for your conference room. I thank you for that demo, by the way, Shane. And I see that you still have the tiles open.
I do still have the tiles open.
Did you want to pop them back in? Do we
Sure.
want to show our audience that?
We can, yeah.
Because it's so easy. He's putting on his handy dandy gloves.
I'm putting on the gloves. I always put on the gloves. Luckily with our glue on board, it's very, very durable. So we don't have to worry too much, but you know, better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll go ahead and pop these back on. It's actually really easy. It's magnets. You might not be able to see, there's little arrows here that's letting you know which way is up. And then it's actually really simple. Just go on like that, and
oh, look at that.
there we go.
Yeah.
So really
Very
easy
cool.
to go ahead and put back on. So I'll do that. Make sure our arrows are up. Did you want to put one on?
Sure.
Yeah. There we go.
I'll get the corner one.
All right. Yeah, sometimes
There we go.
There you go. Look how easy that was, right? So we'll just put this one back
And it didn't
on.
break. So.
It did not break,
Yeah.
yes. So, but actually right here, like I mentioned, this is where all our cabling and stuff is. So we'll leave that one open for now, just so the audience can see it. But yeah, that's how simple it is to put these back on.
Thank you, Shane. And I think as Shane showed us and kind of mentioned earlier, the receiver for our WPD900, which we are raffling off for this webinar, is also, we plug that in.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's already in there.
So that's the USB. We're using the USB power that's built into the cabinet, as well as the HDMI connection right in there. And it's that simple to be able to share like this.
Yep. And then we have a video on the WPD900, so we'll go to that.
Hi, I'm Adam Emery, Regional Business Manager for Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And today I want to introduce you to our ViewShare product, which is a casting solution that is instantaneous. You plug in the transmitter into your display, whether it's an IFP, a CDE, could also be a projector, and then the dongle device actually goes into your laptop, your MacBook, your phone, whatever device, your iPad you'd like to put this in. It's as simple as clicking the button. It's instantaneous connectivity without having to worry about getting credentials to be on someone's network. This is our second generation. We call this the 900. Feel free to reach out to any one of your ViewSonic reps in your territory. They'd be happy to bring one of these out to you.
Awesome. So we talked about a lot of different products today. We talked about our commercial display G3 series, which is our OS-free display. We talked about our Microsoft Teams Room solutions. We also talked about our dvLED solutions a little bit holistically, but also our LDE product, which is the Simplified OS one. And then we also talked about our wireless casting dongle, WPD900. So I want to shift into Q&A now. So I'll bring Bryan back on. Hi, Bryan.
Hey, Mina.
Hey there. So actually, I do have a question for you here on MTR. Someone's asking, how do I choose the right MTR bundle for my different room sizes?
Yeah, so basically we have two versions of the MTR, TRS10, which is an i3 for a single core, meant for that single display and for huddle to small meeting room sizes. And we have the new one, which is our TRS50. Basically, that is a i5, a 12th generation Intel, It can support up to 2 displays, so it can extend basically or clone up to you. And depending on the meeting room size, it can accommodate from medium to a custom boardroom. In terms of the one cable solution that we have that can go up to 130 feet. So basically, any room sizes is kind of like the TRS-50 Pro Advantage.
Oh.
Got it. For that dual display for the i5. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Brian, what about 21 by 9? Those
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
that 5K resolution is
Yeah,
is that
so
supported
that's
as well?
a good question. We also have capability for 5K on both of those series. So TRS-10 can do one 5K 21 by 9 for front row capability, right? So for Microsoft Teams front row, and then for the i5 version, the TRS-50, you can do two 5K 21 by 9 displays. So you can expand that really large. So we have also 92-inch and 105-inch UW, which are our ultra-wide series CVE commercial display. So you can pair that up with the MTR and you're ready to go. One solution from ViewSonic.
Yeah, the ultra wides look great. I'll do another pitch. So those aren't simplified, but what's great about those is the 21 by 9s for sure, front row in Microsoft Teams rooms, but they're also really good for digital signage. We put one up here in portrait mode and it looks great. So if you're looking for maybe something a little taller when it comes to portrait, look at our 21 by 9 solutions that Brian just mentioned. They're great for digital signage. Those do have the built-in OS, but the advantage of that is that you can run digital signage applications directly from those ultra wides, and it looks really cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Shane, we got a few dvLED questions.
Cool.
Someone's asking if any of the pre-configured dvLEDs are TAA compliant.
They are. Fantastic question. So both sizes of the LDE are TAA compliant. So there's a SKU that's going to be -TAA. So that's the SKU you're going to want to look for. That is going to be TAA compliant. We do have the letter of conformity for, or certification, I forget the term for it, that we can show for that. And again, for government, the LDE does not have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's really, really key for those government installs. And the simplified OS means no pre-installed apps, no ability to install apps. So that's going to be key for those government. For our LDS, our LDM lineup, we also offer TAA. So our LDS is our foldable, our mobile foldable. And then the LDM is going to be our Android-based, more intelligent DirectView LED. Those do have TAA options. There is a Wi-Fi Bluetooth card in there, but it can be removed. So again, for those government ones, but yeah, we do have those. Just again, use that -TAA suffix at the end of the part number to ensure that it's going to be a TAA compliant country of origin.
So the short answer is yes, we do.
And to add to Shane's point, we also have TAA compliant option for the G3 also. So for federal government, we have that. That's TAA.
Awesome. And then there's a question here about if we need a specialized AV team to install this LDE series. Yeah,
that's another good question. So DirectView LED is going to be much simpler to install than in the past. We kind of showed the time-lapse video. It is something where it's more, measure twice, cut once sort of environment. A lot of the difficulties that come from DirectView LED installations really have to do with the wall structure it's mounting to. Walls are never flat. And so you really need to prepare for that, as well as the power. The great thing about this is we're using two 15-amp circuits, so that's relatively simple, but you still need to make sure they're in the right location, recessed wall boxes, things like that. But once you start getting to the larger DirectView LEDs, you might need 20, sometimes 30-amp circuits. So planning for that, making sure they're in the recessed wall box with 90-degree connectors in there as well, so it's not facing out, is going to be critical. Assuming all of that is done, it's actually relatively simple, but that's when our certification program is really going to come in handy. So even if you're not DirectView LED experts now, attend the certification program. Again, 2 days, walk you through everything, and then you'll be a lot more confident going in and doing these installs. But again, we also have our field solutions architects team, so you don't have to be that expert. And so they do a pre-installation call beforehand to make sure everything I just mentioned is already set up, and they can help walk you through that, as well as going on site to help supervise the installation so that while your team is doing it, they can instruct them accordingly.
Awesome. And then what's the required force needed to remove each tile? Would they remain captive during a kinetic event? I guess someone's just asking like how much force.
Yeah, so you do have to, so the tool that we used, you don't have to follow me, it's the tool that we used is just a suction cup, but it does need a good amount of suction, and then you pull it off. So I don't know the actual amount of force, but I think where the question was going is, let's say this were to shake, our tile's going to start falling off. No, they're secured in there really tightly. Without this tool, you're not getting them out. I don't know the exact force, but yeah, they'll stay in place. There's several magnets that are keeping them in place.
Yeah.
It's a pretty secure connection. And then this tool is what you're going to need to pop them out.
Awesome. And then our last question is, will the panels work in a humid environment like a pool, such as a pool?
Yeah, that's another really good question. So there are humidity. So they'll operate up to 40 degrees Celsius, which I think is 104 degrees Fahrenheit. All of our products are going to be indoor rated. And then I'll have to look up the exact humidity specs, but I would say a pool is probably going to be a little too humid for it. You know, these are really meant for those like conference room type spaces, those indoor environments. Yeah, it's probably going to be a little too humid for that. These are going to be like standard humidity ratings that you would see for those indoor type applications.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Shane.
Yeah.
And thank you, Bryan, for demoing us MTR as well as our G3. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us directly. We will be sending the recording tomorrow, so you could always hit reply to the email or reach out to your ViewSonic rep. Or if you want to learn more, visit us at ViewSonic.com. The winner of our lucky WPD900 will be reaching out to you shortly via email. And then our last announcement, I guess just a reminder that we will be at InfoComm. Shane will be there, I will be there, Bryan will be there, and we'll be demoing these products. So we'll be in the central hall.
Yep. We also have some cool trainings too, right?
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. We are also hosting some sessions on Wednesday and Thursday of InfoComm week. So,
yeah. So I'll be teaching one of them. It's going to be on making direct view LED designs easy. It's going to be an hour-long course, and we just walk through, hey, when you're designing these direct view LEDs, it's not all about just, hey, I have this size wall. There's a lot of questions you need to go through, but we can help simplify it so that you can go in with confidence when you're specifying these products. And then we have another one that's going to be led by one of our field solutions architects on installation tips and tricks. So they've been out in the field for many years now. They've seen a lot of things. And what are the little things that we can do to make the installs go a lot smoother? So we'll be running those two courses at InfoComm. If you go on the web, the InfoComm website, you can sign up for them. So we'd love to see you there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. And we hope to see you next time.